Hey, welcome back, my true seekers, to Real Talk with your girl, Lady D, unapologetic and non-biased. I know I went ahead and set the timing that I was supposed to come on at 5:05, but guys, if you're just coming in, make sure you go ahead and hit like, comment, and share these videos for more unapologetic content. I want to make sure that everything is clear. Let me go ahead and do a mic check because I've been having problems when it comes to my mic. Let me go ahead and make sure I check this right here. Okay, sounds like everything is good. All right, everything sounds good. So I'm gonna just go ahead and do the talking, guys. You go and check the replay or however you feel led, because I know when it comes to this YouTube platform, it is just like it got a lot of, clicks. We got a lot of people that always goes with the bandwagon, but like I said, I ride along, and that's one thing about me. Anybody that knows me, I have my own mind, and I move when I feel like moving, and when I don't feel like moving, I don't move. And when it comes to, jumping from channel to channel and being around all these people, I don't do that. So that's why, when I make my content, I can go ahead and leave. And, like I said, to me, like I said, I don't take this stuff serious. None of this stuff right here I take serious. But this right here, guys, this was a ride. I think that when it comes to Mr. Book, I think he was saving the best for last, because he was on full cylinders. I mean, this man he came out firing. And I was very impressed. I was very impressed because we are now, and guys, it looked like he was watching my videos. I say, I wonder if Mr. Booker was watching my videos, because see, I already talked about it. We is what I call a show me state. A show me state. If you don't show me, hey, ain't nobody gonna believe it, because like I said, there's a bunch of lies and all kinds of stuff that's going out, and we are in the year of exposure. We are in the year of open shame where everything is uncovered. So if you don't show me, honey, I'm not going to go ahead and believe it. And that's real talk. So let me see if I can go ahead and do well. First of all, let me go ahead and read my disclaimer, which I'm not going to show none of Dennis Byron's content. Guys, make sure you go ahead and check it all out on his channel, his platform, Hip Hop Inquiry, because he said if anybody put any of his content on, he said he's gonna go ahead and he gonna strike it down. Okay, so it's not worth it. Like I say, all you got to do is just open up your mouth. That's all I do. I don't have to run around playing these people content. If you say that you are a good blogger or whatever you love doing, then it should flow. It should flow. But this right here, guys, this was good. And it's also a lesson learned. Be careful what you put out there, because whatever you put out there in the atmosphere, it is going to come back at you. And that's real talk. So let me go ahead and put this up, because I like this part right here when Mr. Booker came out and he says, show me state. This is the show me state. I'm not going to go by your words. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and talk about all that right there. And also, they said that they might get a verdict today. Now, that's very interesting, because usually, they wait at least a couple of days or maybe a week before, they come in, with a verdict. But they say they might go ahead and do it today. So I don't know, guys, but this right here, this is very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. And my hat goes out to Mr. Booker, because I think he made some very, very good points. So, guys, make sure you leave your comment. Let me know how you felt about all this stuff right here, because just like he said, we all know all the stuff that had happened, but he's not being tried for that. He's being tried for the alleged aura, and also with the tapes, and the way that everything start unraveling. It doesn't make no sense. Not for 30 to life. Come on, guys. Good and well, that is not, that's not so. 30 to life. Come on, not at all. And that's why I say, I don't think that he might not be found guilty. And the reason why he not might not be found guilty, because of the time that they giving him 30 to life. And no way in the world you're going to give someone 30 to life that kept going back and back and back and back. And a lot of things, and a lot of stuff, when it comes to this trial right here, we based in all of this right here on feelings. We based in all of this of he say, she say. It's not going to work like that. Not in the court of law. It's not going to work like that at all. They going by of what happened the day that the alleged victim sat there and she came forth with, all the stuff that's going on. But one thing that we do know when it comes to the T that made herself, known, because they kept throwing out her name. And what was really, it wasn't really shocking to us because, we already, and I'm going to say alleged, all this right here is alleged. So let me go ahead and put it on. Like I say, we only can go by of what they put out. And this is a lesson learned. Also a lesson learned when it comes to these YouTubers, like you got to be careful. You got to be careful, about how you out there putting information because it's going to come back and it's going to bite you in the butt. And I thought a lot of people they will learn when it came to Tasha K. Who wants a $4 million judgment on them? And also when it comes to the T, like I said, when it comes to this right here, maybe, if he walked, if Chief walked, is it because you guys tampered with all the state evidence? You guys didn't let justice, serve, because if you are working with the detective, with the state, and then you have someone that came on that is accuser and you keep her on your platform for 6 hours, that right there, that is very questionable. That is very side-eyed because you are tampering with state witnesses. So let's go ahead and get to some of this stuff right here. And like I said, it's so comical. Guys, y'all not hurting nothing over here. I see people, and I'm so used to it. People come in, they subscribe, then they unsubscribe. Like I sit there and say, I know who for me and I know who are against me. You think that I was so impressed, when these people come in and they sit there and they subscribe to my channel and don't say nothing? If you're not saying nothing, you're not coming in and talking to me, even say hi D, I subscribe to your channel. I know you guys not for me. You guys are just hiding in the bushes and just, trolls. That's all I call you guys, trolls. So like I said, with or without you guys, I'm going to come on because this is something that I like doing. Okay. So you ain't hurting nobody. You're not trying to send a message to me, saying, oh, you better shut up. You better watch what you say because I'm going to unscribe. Unscribe, please. And I promise you, you still going to see me here, even if I'm by myself. Okay. So with all that said, guys, let me see if I can go ahead and start because this was good. Mr. Booker, I think you did a good job at the end. Now, at first, like I said, it was kind of questionable because, I thought that it was things that, when you could have stand up and, allow some things to go in. But like I said, it looked like, people was biased and they already had their mind made up. But 30 to life, I will be fighting and swinging when it comes to my client. So let's go ahead and see some of the stuff that I went ahead and I wrote down, and he also talked about the pageant. I like the part that, he talked about a pageant, and most likely, I think that he was watching my videos because he said the same thing that I was thinking. All this stuff was about because Nateri, let me go ahead and strike that out. The alleged victim, she didn't make queen. And when she didn't make queen, this is where all this, came from. But the thing about it is that when the prosecutor, and I'm going to be all over the place, guys, this is the part that has stuck out as well. When the prosecutor said that when she was in a parking lot, you remember when she had called the police and the police came to the parking lot and she made her statement, she was talking about, the videos, the videos that was on Twitter. She never mentioned the word, graping. And she said, well, the reason why, she didn't mention the word graping because she was in the parking lot. That to me, that's weak. That is very weak. I don't even know why the prosecutor would even say that, because if someone grape me, I'm not going to worry about where I'm at. I'm going to sit there and say what's happening, and that was it. But also, Mr. Booker has said that when she had a chance to talk about all that stuff that is going on, she never did it. He even used a scenario, like if something, just say a horror movie. If you was in a horror movie and someone was after you, you're not going, and it's not his word verbatim, guys. You're not going to sit there and just stop in the middle of the scene and sit there and say, wait, I need to go check on something. No, you're gonna start running. You're not gonna stop. You're not gonna look back. I don't care. Just like I told you guys on my videos the other day, I don't care about no leaving a cell phone card. I am not worrying about no shoes. I'm running out there and I'm going to run for my life. I'm not going to sit there and go back in because it's like going back into hell's den. Okay. I'm going to get the heck and, get the heck away from there. So that right there, I don't think that it was 30 years, I don't think that it was 30, this right here, 30 years to life. Come on, please, please. And then, yeah, this part really, I was surprised to hear this. You remember the lady that she had on the virtual, she didn't come in, but, they went ahead and screamed, did a virtual testimony of hers. And she really wasn't friends with Nateri, but I guess she went ahead and she let her in, and just like Mr. Booker said, that she have no reason to lie, and for the alleged victim to have her to call Nature Boy and tell Nature Boy she want to come back home. She want to come back home after she left the home. Then she called and told the alleged victims told the lady to call Nature Boy and say she want to come back home. Who that right there, man. That right there, it shut it all down for me, because why would she do that? And just like Mr. Booker said, that she had no reason to lie, because how did she know Nature Boy's phone number? Because she really never contact Nature Boy. She had never had any contact with Nature Boy. I think that she had contact with the alleged accuser's mother. So she had really no contact, saying that she really knew Nature Boy, but yet she called Nature Boy and said that Nateri, she wanted to come back home. Guys, this right here, this is going to be very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Like I said, you can't give no one 30 to life on a he say, she say, because all the stuff that he did do, that's not what he's being charged for. So let me go ahead and get some more. And I liked it. I like when he says show me state. I really like that, because we talked about that. This, people is not going to just take your words, especially when, their life is on the line. And he also said, Mr. Booker, the defense attorney, he also said that this case has nothing to do with sympathy and his style of teaching. I like that part as well, because we all are getting into our feelings, out because of all the stuff that we saw online, and all the the how the testimony, how they came on and said all the stuff that Eligio Bishop had did to them, but this is not about one sympathy. It is about what happened the day that they came and they arrested him and what he's on trial for. And that's because he put the pawn tapes out, and also because of the big R. So that's what, they holding him for. And if it's for that, guys, like I said, to me, I don't think that is a strong case. And most likely that's why they wanted to go ahead and drop that one, because they know that it really wasn't a strong case, but they wanted him to take something, take some type of accountability. But that's not what he's on trial for, and he didn't take it, and he wanted to go all the way with it. So we're going to see how the chips going to fall, if they're going to take all that in consideration. That is a possibility that he did it, but you're not going to say that someone did the big aura to you and use the word making love. And Mr. Booker talk about that. That's like as far as the north from the east. He even quoted some scriptures. You're not going to say someone made love and in the same mouth, say it meant, that the total opposite of that, it was the aura. You're not going to put those two words together. It's like oranges and apples. You're not going to put that together. You're not going to put I made love when knowing that I was the big aura. It's not going to fly, guys. I don't care how hard you try to, but that right there is not going to try. It's not going to fly. And just like I said, you have to be careful of what you put out there on social media, because it's going to come back. One thing about social media, when you put all that content and you put all that stuff out there, it's not going to go nowhere. And the prosecutor also, he had used in his argument, he used the word bully and intimidated, and nowhere in the alleged victim she ever used that she was being bullied, not when it came to all the stuff that's going on. But another thing had got to me when he was saying, I just lost my thought. But it was just so much, guys. So let me go ahead and continue. But I don't think that life, 30 years to life is, it's going to fly, not because of that. And why, when she went ahead and she turned, all this into the detective, why they never did a aura kit? You know what I'm talking about, grape kit. Why they didn't do a grape kit? Why they didn't bring her to the hospital to see if she was, any tears or, any scratches or any bruises? And also the defense attorney was saying all the stuff that they said that Nature Boy had did to them. Why no pictures? Why no videos? And I saw when I was watching the trial on Dennis Byron's channel, and everybody was saying, well, what about with Velvet and Malia when they was out there fighting? Well, Nature Boy explained that. He said, he got tired of them at each other, and it was just like a boxing ring. They was just going to box it out. But it's not like, he came and say, look, y'all just tear each other up. No, these people was at each other. And the reason why I think that they didn't go and play that tape when Malia and Velvet was fighting is because they didn't want it the jury to see that Malia, she had a big old bite on her breast. See, they didn't want to show that, because they would have showed that when they were on the beach and they was fighting it out, fair fight, they was boxing it out, and Velvet, she was upset. They said, because I watched the video so many times, I even made a video on it, because it looked like Malia, she was getting the best of them. And so what Velvet did, he already had set, the rules what not to do when y'all go into the ring, not to pull hair and not to bite each other. But Velvet went ahead and she took a big chunk out of Malia. And this right here, guys, this is my opinion. I think that was the reason why Malia was having complication after that, because they were saying something about Malia had a infection. She had an infection in her blood, and everybody was saying, she had an infection in the blood because she was out there in the jungle. She was malnutrition. No, Malia didn't get sick until after she had a fight with Velvet, and she had that big old plug that was taken out of her breast. I mean, I even made a video. I mean, it was so swole, it was so bad, and nobody talked about that. But that's the reason why I think that is the reason why I think that they didn't want to go ahead and show that video, because it wouldn't have been a good look. That's the only thing that I can go ahead and think of. And like I said, it is what it is. And I know everybody don't want to hear stuff like that, but like I said, they put it out, you air it out, you are free game. And I think it was embarrassing. And yeah, then she said embarrassing to hear these people didn't care how. And yeah, yeah, the prosecutor at the end, that's exactly how they gonna use our people to show that, why at the end they saved the black prosecutor at the end, to do the closing, because that's the way they do, because they're gonna feel like, oh, it's not being prejudiced or anything, so that's why we're gonna go ahead and use a black prosecutor. But when she sat there and said the reason why uh the alleged accuser, didn't mention the name, mention the word Aura when she was in the parking lot, it's like because she was embarrassed. So that's why she didn't want to mention it in the parking lot, which I just said that early. But this is what I wanted to go ahead and talk about. How can she say it was embarrassing when these people was walking around naked on camera 24/7? These people was not ashamed of their body. They was not ashamed of making out. And if you would have watched the videos, you would see, these people was not embarrassed, because to them it was natural. They knew that's what they signed up for. These people will walk outside naked, and it didn't even phase them. To us, we would have been embarrassed. If it was us, we would have been embarrassed because, we're not used to stuff like that. But that's what they sign up for. That's exactly what they sign up for. So let me see. So like I said, it is what it is. So all we can see is, now the jury, they have heard both sides. Now it's up to the jury how they going to go ahead and, handle this case. Is they going to, they have enough evidence that's going to prove him as guilty. But they didn't present it in the evidence, because all the stuff that he did, it was open. It was an open book. It was for the entire world to see. At least, the way that you guys, gathered all the information, it should be the way that this case should have been tried. All of those videos should have been, at least some of, they should have found at least, oh, let's get at least one. The police body cameras. What about the police body cameras? Now, one of my friends is saying that the reason why, because, I guess, he did some stuff on the video. So most likely that probably would have, incriminate him. But still of all, it happened. I would rather for you to show the videos, especially the one that Nateri did on the T. I would love to hear that one. And also the ones that she did when she was talking to the detective. Why would they keep that out? And I'm pretty sure that the jury going to think the same thing. If they didn't want to show you the thousands of videos that he put on social media, why we don't see the tapes that, he when she talked to the detective, why we don't hear the tapes, the cam card, the police when they had the camcorder, why we don't see those videos, why we don't see nothing. And I truly believe that's what the attorney was talking about when he said this is a show me state. Because if she made that a statement, if she went ahead and that was her testimony when she talked to the detective, I think that the jury should have been listening to her statement. And the only reason why I truly believe, and like I said there and say, at the end of the day, this is my opinion. Let me go ahead and make sure I put it up. This is my opinion at the end of the day. So the only thing that I can think of is because nowhere in her statement that she said she was great. So that's the reason why they didn't put it up. And if you got any questions, if you want to go ahead and talk about it, feel free. Feel free. I don't have all the answers. I only can go by of what you put out. And what they put out, they didn't show us nothing. It all was a he say, she say. A he say, she say. I didn't see any tapes, all the stuff that she said. And we know it's all out there. We know exactly how everything had led because she didn't go to the detectives at first. She went and gave a 6-hour interview with the T. A 6-hour interview to the T. And nowhere in her interview that she said she was great. Nowhere. And just like the defense attorney said, if you didn't say it in your statement when you should have said it, now you coming on to testify. Now, why would you say it now? Why would you say it now? It's like, in other words, and I'm not saying that he said, it's like now you coach so you can come out and boldly say it now. And someone was saying, and I already had said it in my last video, that the reason why, she didn't come out because she just came out of a cult and she still was trying to get the residue off of her. But what about when you was with a detective, when you was around people that that was going to protect you from Natureboy, Eligio Bishop? That was your time to sit there and say you was oral, where they could have went ahead and got you a grape kit and brought you to the hospital. But not one time that she did it. Not one time that she did. And I know when it comes to social media, honey, we are the type of people, we go where the crowd goes. That's why I'm not impressed with all that. I'm not impressed with the crowd. I'm not impressed with the crowd because that's how we go. We go where the crowd go. When the crowd go this way, that's where we go. But I go against the grain because I stand on my truth. I stand on my truth, and this is not it. Nowhere in the world of what he's accused for should be 30 to life. Nowhere in the world. And if it's 30 to life of what the evidence that they put forth with, it wasn't the evidence, it was them proving his character of all the stuff that he did outside of Georgia. That's not the way the court of law works. It does not work like that. He only can be held for what he's sitting in the courthouse for. And that's for those tapes, those videos that was on Twitter and the big R. And like I say, I know a lot of people don't like it, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I don't care, how the judge may be biased, but she got to go by the law. And I know that a lot of stuff can be, especially in the state of Georgia, they think that they have a law of their own. But just like I told you guys, we are now of what you call the judgment seat. The whole entire world, is watching. And they got people that did not even know a nature boy, but they know a nature boy today. They know a nature boy today. And the thing about it is that his mission, the mission that he had, could have been very beautiful. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be people that's going to try to walk in that same path, because we live in where we mimic other people. But I pray that if they walk in that same path, if they want to be a part of nature, if they want to have, they don't want to have nothing to do with this system where they want to live off the grid. My advice to you is don't record everything, because the world don't need to know. Because why would you want to record everything to the world, and the world love its own? All the world is going to see it, and they're not going to see the good. They're going to pick out what they want to pick out to use against you. So if you're doing something like that, if you have a mission to live off the grid, to denounce yourself from this system, then you're going to have to leave it all behind. No cameras, no nothing. Because like I said, you can't tell people how to spin the narrative. And we know these people spin the narrative because they only took the drama part. They took all the entertainment part, but they never took none of the teaching. But to say the reason why they did it and so many people was flocking to that, because half of them, they wanted to be a part of nature. They wanted to attach themselves to stuff that was close to just living off the grid. But is that a crime? Is that a crime? No, it's not a crime. And nothing they got that can show that these people had black eyes. If this man made thousands and thousands of videos, I'm pretty sure, just like the defense attorney, they got experts. They would have found that. They would have found some black eyes. They would have found people that was beat up. They would have had police reports, something, but they didn't have it. Now we saw the one with Velvet and Malia. We saw that. They was busted up. Malia had a bust lip. She had a chunk taken out of her breast. But did Nature Boy did that? No, Nature Boy didn't do that. Nature Boy wife did that. So like I said, most of this stuff right here, guys, is because you guys ran with all this stuff, ran with this stuff. Now you got the state trying to figure out how to put this mess together. And like I said there and say, guys, it is what it is. It is what it is. I don't care, how people get upset, but I'm going to stand on my truth. I'm going to call it like it is. Because this right here, this case right here is a he say, she say case. He said this, he did this to me. I can point the finger all day. This person did this, but where's the evidence? Where's the proof? Where's the evidence? Where's the proof? We could say that the prosecutor witnesses, they lie. We can say that the defense witnesses, they lie. But this man made thousands and thousands of videos where something should have been recorded. But just like the defense attorney said, nothing came forth. Not one thing came forward. The only picture that we had, and that's what Goddess E, I'm going to call her Goddess E. That's what Goddess E brought forth. And they should, if I was a defense attorney, I would have blown it up so the whole world to see that they was interacting with their families. When Goddess E had her mom and her grandmother came to visit, I wish that the defense attorney would have went ahead and blew that picture up. So the jurors, everybody would have been able to continue watching that they had a choice and the door was not locked. The doors was in and out. They had a choice to go out. And the thing about it, no way in the world that they can use this as this girl was hostage because she had a cell phone in her hands the entire time. Every last person that I saw when I used to watch Nature Boy on Beagle Live, every last person had a cell phone. Every last person had a cell phone. And if you was held against your will, you trying to tell me that you could not call 911. I should have been a defense attorney. I should have been a defense attorney because, like I said, if it don't fit, you must have quit. Nowhere in the world I'm going to say someone held me hostage and I had access to a cell phone, to the internet. No way. No way. And when the police went in that home, you didn't see no doors that was barricaded. You didn't see no doors that had chains and locks. When someone is holding you against your will, I saw a lot of movies on Lifetime. I saw a lot of movies on Lifetime. When people are held against their will, they have like trap doors, like chains on the doors and locks on the doors. He didn't have no locks on the doors. He said he didn't even have the locks on the bathroom doors. He didn't even put locks on the bathroom doors. These people was not barricaded in that house. And then the prosecutor was saying, like they had them in the middle of nowhere. And that's when God is East said they was 35 minutes away from stores. And the reason why they was where they were, because they was denouncing themselves from all, and it's not a word verbatim, but why would you be so close to people that you trying to get away from with the billboards, and why you teaching how to sit there and get all this system out of your mind? And you sit there be lying and sitting there and saying that this system got our back. No, this system does not got our back. And it's their choice if they wanted to denounce themselves from this system. It's their choice. Now, if they were children, then that's a problem, but they were not children. These people was very educated. You guys want to go around and call these people silly and call these people dumb, but these people got more education than you do. Do you have a college degree? Or at least sat there and did some college? Most of them that's watching this mess, no, they didn't. Because why would you want to sit from sun up and to sundown and watch these people when you got a life of your own? Ain't no college degree people that's got a good job is going to sit and watch these people from sun up to sundown and watch these people every move. People got a life. That's why when someone came on and say, I've been watching this since 2016, you don't know what you're talking about. Well, I got a life, ma'am. I'm not going to sit there and watch people from sun up to sundown. I'm not going to do that. I watch them when I feel like being entertained, okay? Well, how can you sit there and say this entertained? People was getting abused. People was getting beat up. People was getting black eyes. If that happened, ma'am, why the prosecutors didn't present it all that? If all them black eyes, if all them broken bodies, why the prosecutor didn't talk about that? I saw a lot of people. What about Mama Diaz, whatever her name, Mama Diaz? What about her? What about her? I promise you, if they had any evidence about Mama Diaz, the state would have never took that. The feds would have had that. And that's real talk. I'm just I'm just talking, guys. I see Leonard Winkley says that you are right. Dear Nature Boy is definitely innocent, just like he said. They won't release the videos of his original accuser, him of revenge, pornograph, not the oral. Let me take that down because we can't use that word. They force her to lie on him. And that could be true. Like I said there and say, I'm not saying that, he's innocent from all the stuff, that he did. What I'm saying is that they don't have enough on this man to give him 30 to life. Not this right here. Not this right here. And if they had something to give him 30 to life, I promise you, let me say it again. The state would have, not the state would have never had this. The feds would have had this if they would have found something that could give this man 30 to life. The feds would have went ahead and took this. But in this case right here, you cannot go by a he say, she say without no evidence. I can say all day until I blew in the face. I saw Nature Boy beat up the crap out of Malia. I saw Nature Boy beat the crap out of everybody that was in there. Then where is the proof? Where is the proof? Because if you saw that and you did not do anything about it the day that it happened, you stayed in it, then you should be accountable for it as well. Then you should be accountable for it as well. And that's real talk. That's real talk. And I know you guys don't want to hear it. I know you guys don't want to hear it. But like I said, then say, I'm gonna tell it. I only could tell it's out there. I stand on my truth. This is my ministry. I don't have a dog in this fight. But like I said, you got to go by of what they presented. And what they presented was nothing. All it was is a he say, she say. And I'm going to go ahead and say it again. And I'm going to say it again. They didn't prove their case. What was they afraid of putting the tapes out? My girl sat there and said, well, if they would have put the tapes out, it would have incriminated the defender. Well, the attorney, his attorney wanted the prosecutors to put the tapes out. What the prosecutor said, it's thousands of videos. Do you think that we want to comb through it? Y'all sit there and y'all watch the videos that the T put out and sent to you guys. Y'all sit there and watch that. So if y'all sat there and watched that and made a case off all that, and I'm going to say a legend, oh, this is a legend, okay? Don't come and sit there and attack the messenger. I'm just only a messenger. But if they sit there, the prosecutors sit there hours and hours while the bloggers was feeding them all that information, and they based all this and got the whoever to file a warrant to arrest this man, helicopters and everything, then why the jury is not allowed to see that? Why the jury is not allowed to see that? And that's real talk. That's a real end moment. A real end moment. Make it make sense, guys. Like I said there and say, if it don't fit, you must quit. Because this don't fit at all. This does not fit at all. And let me know. Let me know. Because like I said, ain't no changing over here. I've been standing and rocking by myself for a very, very long time and didn't quit. This is not about a money grab. But yes, I would love to sit there and get the clicks and the likes. I also would love you to go ahead and cash out me. If you feel like you are getting fed by this information, this is information that's very informative. Cash at me, Real Talk 985. Because I'm going to stand on my truth. Don't ask me to give no observation about anything if you don't want to hear the truth. because I already talked about when it comes to the truth. The truth is like surgery. It hurts. Everybody wants a lie, and a lie is only a temporary fix. But I'm talking about, like I said, somebody's life, 30 to life, just because someone felt like they couldn't have their way. Why they didn't show if the prosecutor said it was thousands of videos, why they didn't show the pageant? I think they should have showed the pageant, how everything, happened in the pageant. And the reason why I think they didn't want to show the pageant, because then they would have put in the jury mind that maybe they were acting. Maybe they were acting. And I know when I talk, guys, it's real talk, because half of the stuff that I've been saying, the defense attorney, he presented his case with half of the stuff that I said. The same thing that I was saying, I be coming on and I be preaching. The defense attorney said the same thing, almost the same thing. And I'm not an attorney. It's just that I walk in the spirit. I walk in the spirit. And when the Most High God asks me to open up my mouth and he will fill me, then I'm saying what thus says the Lord. Why they didn't show the pageant? I think if they would have showed the pageant, they would have saw how all this stuff had transpired. But they didn't want to show that, because they didn't want to see the different characters that these people was presenting to the world. So they bit off a lie, like all this stuff was this man just being this man. These people had a role to play. These people was characters. But you guys don't want to hear that. You guys don't want to hear that. And like I say, when it comes to this channel is real talk, unapologetic and non-biased. And it's time for our people to sit there and wake up and stop allowing these people to sit there and continue railroading us. Every time when we come together, it's a threat. It got to be demonized. We can't come together. We cannot come together. We got to sit there and have this European mindset. When is your belief, your spirituality is a crime? Tell me, when is it become that your spirituality is a crime? Just because I don't go along with what the world says for me. When is it a crime? Make it make sense, guys. And that's all I'm saying. Make it make sense. And this right here, guys, this is real talk. We got these clout chasers. We got people sitting there wanting to be the judge, the jury, and the executor, want to help these people do their jobs. Now you got these people right now trying to figure out how to unravel this mess, which most likely, like I said, when it comes to this system right here, especially when it comes to us, they walk with a blind eye, especially when it comes to the law. But still, I don't give a care how they try to twist it. The world is watching. The world is watching. And they all have to give accountable of what they are doing. I don't care if it's Dottie Squad or anybody. They have to give accountable of the things that they are doing. You're going to have to answer for it. So when you answer for it, make sure that you give a good report. Because like I said, it's going to come back. Whatever you put out in the atmosphere, it's going to come back at you. But when it comes to this trial right here, I may not have been following it like you guys have followed it, from day one. But I only can go by of what we did see. even though we might be all seeing the same thing, but we have different interpretations about things. And no more we can sit there and run with all the stories. Oh, he was abusing them. He was doing this. He may have done all that, but that's not going to stand in the court of law without any proof. And if it was proof, it was a chance right there. The prosecutors should have put that on the table so the entire world can see it, even the juries, so they can make a decision. But they never once showed it. They never once showed it. So if they didn't show the evidence of all the stuff that we say that he did to them, then what purpose, what use, what good? What good did it have when it comes to all this stuff right here? Make it make sense, guys. It does not make no sense at all. So we're going to see how everything is going to go ahead and play out. I don't know, but I did hear where Mr. Dennis Byron, hip hop inquiry, he said that they may have a verdict tonight because the judge did say that she was going to go ahead and stay late, which I don't know why. If anything, she should be in a house quarantine, but she says she want to go ahead and she want to stay late. So we're going to go ahead and see how all that's going to go ahead and play out. But this right here, guys, this is somebody's life. And like I say, just because, the stuff that they put out, who are you to say what was acting and what was real? Because they never once presented it in court. They never sat there and presented it in front of the jury to know what is real, what is wrong. The only picture that we saw was one picture. And that was the picture that Queen E, Goddess E, had presented. That was the only pictures that we saw. So what else? What else? Let me know what else. So it doesn't matter, how we want to go ahead and spin it. This is it. This is the day that we've been looking for. This is the day that we was looking for. And some of you guys made a lot of money off of this, made a lot of content off of this. I made some content in it on this right here myself. But a lot of people made a lot of money off of this. I didn't make no money off it, but a lot of people did make it because people don't want to hear me. Because see, when I talk the truth. I stand on my truth. Now, see, if I was talking the way that they want to talk, yeah, man, they'll be on board. They be on board. But when you start speaking truth, going against the grain, people don't want to hear that. Everybody got itchy ears. People wants to sit there and run after a lie. If everybody's talking the same way that they are talking, that's where people want to go. Just like what Nature Boy was trying to sit there, not Nature Boy, his witnesses was trying to tell the jury, the court. You think that people going to watch you if you sitting there just teaching? People is not going to watch you just sitting there speaking truth, especially not our people. When it comes to our people, we got to buck dance. We got to entertain these people. If you don't buck dance, you don't entertain these people, you ain't going to get no numbers. Your viewers is not going to go up. I don't want to hear that. People love drama. So if they can sit there and do something to get their attention, then people are going to run like bees on honey because we love drama. So I understand what the witnesses, the defense witnesses was talking about, how a lot of stuff that they did because of shock value, because they know if they sit there and do certain things, it's going to trickle the mind. It's going to get your attention. So I understand what they were talking about. How you doing, my girl? Country girl, Queenie girl. I've been talking all day and I'm tongue tied now. She said, "Good evening, Lady D in chat. How are you doing, Queenie?" But like I said, it is what it is, guys. And we all have a right. We have a right to agree to disagree. A right to disagree and to disagree. And I can stand on my truth because, like I said, I was not set there so involved when it came to these people. I had a life. I didn't sit there and got all into this stuff. But like I said, all the stuff that he did, not near clip, not near picture was presented in the court, and that's real talk. My girl Queenie says, "I'm good. How about you?" Doing great, guy. Doing great, Queenie. I've been sitting here looking at all this stuff that is going on with this trial. So they're supposed to come to a verdict. So we're gonna see how everything is gonna go ahead and take place. But this right here, this is it. Like I said, we may not like a person, we may not like what a person do, but still of all, is that enough to sit there and try to throw the book at this person, try to wipe him off the planet of the earth? No, that's not the way that the code of law, that's not the way that it worked. We got to go by of the evidence and so forth. We know that if it's because of what is put out there, then that is very, very weak. And that's real talk, guys. So I got 4 more minutes. Thank you all for coming on. Those that's going to go ahead and watch the replay, like I said, I know it's not what you guys want to hear, but I just can't talk the way that you guys want me to talk. I just can't jump on the bandwagon. I just can't do that because see, I have to give accountable. I have to be accountable for what I put out. And like I said, you want to make sure that you give a good report. I just can't go with the crowd. I just call me, I don't know, call me weird. I guess I'm just weird, weird to the world because we know the world of its own. But I can't jump on the bandwagon. I just got to call things the way I see it. That's why, I used to tell people the reason why I don't watch a lot of TV. I don't, get into all that beef sector. I don't get into all that because it gets in my spirit. And if I start watching all that stuff, and it's just, it just gets in my spirit. So I just rather sit there and try to stay focused. And when someone asks me to give, my honest opinion about something, just be prepared, because it might not be the way that you think it's going to be, because we live in a world where we call good evil and evil good. So, it is what it is. So, that's why I don't watch all that stuff that is going on. But we just got to be careful, how we, what we call good evil and evil good, because what we might think is evil might not be evil at all. And also, we also have to look at, how we so busy trying to tear each other down, and all the while they working overtime on us. I showed you guys some videos. Go ahead and check the last video that I had dropped yesterday, when I was talking about how neo-Nazis are trying to groom teenagers. I'm not talking about grown adults here. I'm talking about teenagers. How the neo-Nazis are grooming teenagers for a race war. Did you hear what I said? Go and watch the last video. But see, we don't talk about that. We don't even know nothing about that. We only know when it comes to stuff to tear down our people. Because all this right here is generational curses that we was taught to sit there and only sit there and tell on each other. And that's why we are in the predicament that we are in today. And that's real talk. Can't get no real than this. So, guys, I'm about to go ahead and close it down. I'm gonna stay at least another minute, and after that, that's it. So, like I said, this is the type of talking in here. So, don't subscribe if you're not used to this type of teaching. Please don't subscribe if you're used to this type of teaching. And if you think that you are being funny, coming on, subscribing to this channel, then unscribing, like I say, it doesn't phrase me, because I'm going to be on here when I feel like it, how I like it, long as I am in the YouTube guidelines. Long as I'm in the YouTube guidelines and I'm not breaking any rules, because I know that this might be my platform, but this is not my house. I'm going to come with or without you guys, and that's real talk. My girl said, "I'm catch the replay later. Everyone enjoy the rest of your evening. Be safe. God bless you all." And thank you for coming in, Queenie. Thank you for coming in, Queenie, because only sometimes people they love to come in, when you talk like them, especially when you entertain all that drama. Oh yeah, you're gonna get a lot of men. But the minute when you start talking truth, oh, people likes to hide. I hate fair weather people. I hate fair weather people because you're gonna know who for you and who are against you because they're gonna ride with you if stuff that they don't like. They're gonna ride with you with something that they do like. But I hate fair weather people. Like I say, it's not going to be all the time when you come in here that I'm going to tickle your ears or I'm going to talk the way that you want me to talk. It's going to be a time where, like I said there and say, it might be something that you don't like, but you have the right to chew or what to go ahead and spit out. But I'm not going to sit there and hide in the bushes and come on when it feel like it's something that I want to go ahead and talk about. Even if you got to come in, just like my girl Queenie. Hey D, how you doing? I'll catch the replay. I'll talk to you later. I'm pretty sure some of this stuff right here she does not agree, but you're gonna know people that really are your friends, who for you and who against you. And see, that's how it was when it came to Nature Boy. See, Nature Boy had a bunch of snakes in his camp. That's why I say when people sitting there laughing and smiling all in your face, those are the ones that you got to watch. Those are the Judases. Those are the snakes. We thinking that it's the ones that you sitting there, you having the most problems with. No, it's not them. It's the ones that sitting there all up in your face saying, oh, I would do this for you. I would do that. Like I say, cheek and tongue would say anything. The mouth would say anything. But actions speak. When the heat is turned up, them jokers gonna run. And as you see, those jokers running. That's why you got to be careful who you allow in your circle. You also have to be careful who holding your ladder because the same ones that's watching you go up is the same ones that will shake your butt right off it. That's why I said there and say, you trust nobody but the love. Don't trust them. Some people you just got to love with a long handle spoon and because you can't trust everybody. My girl Country said, I don't know anything about him, only watch I heard of it. Absolutely. You don't even know a lot about reality shows. But you come in because you support Starbucks. Come in because you support. So you're gonna know who people that's for you. Many things that I talk about that you guys don't relate to. Star don't even watch reality shows. Queenie don't watch reality shows. But they come in because, like I said there and say, you're going to know when you got some good people. And that's real talk. So, guys, I'm going to go ahead and close it down and maybe come on tomorrow. I'm going to go ahead and give my throat a rest because I've been at it. So maybe tomorrow I'm going to come on. So, guys, with that said, make sure you have a blessed day. And all this right here, like I said there and say, is your right, what you want to chew and what you're going to spit out. And that's real talk. My girl said, nope, didn't know about. Absolutely. But like I said, you good supporters. So guys, you be blessed and you all have a good night. Thank you guys. Thank you for coming in.